You already know you in a dungeon with your boy K the fuck X. And all that you do is feed me 50k subs, chat. I need them subs. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit them buttons up there. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, and IG. You already know where you at. You with kids. K the fuck X. We're at in the dungeon. Hit them buttons up there, spam that subscribe button, spam that like button, and we out. Kick it with your boy.
To be sitting in that Roscoe's when PNB Rock got murdered?
That's a damn shame, bro.
I go wholeheartedly.
Bro.
I check in. When I go,
You in a dungeon with your boy K the fuck X. We doing this new shit on PNB. It's evidence out there that Big Uterus was involved. He was in the Roscoe's. He was in the store. If you check out the footage, he's right there. You can hear him talking in the background. Everything is in the vid. Check it out. Feed me 50k subs, chat. Let's go. Hit the buttons up there.
to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry, who real killers. You just caught slipping. You know, that's how it is. You know, and you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, why do it?
The paperwork would also claim that rapper PNB Rock was warned by Big U that he could be robbed for not checking in and instructed if he gave up the items, Big U will be able to retrieve them.
So,
See what I'm talking about?
I wish I could have just told him, like, bro, just give up the jewelry and we get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast and he wasn't cooperating. And that's when they took it off of him by force. You know what I'm saying?
At about 1:15 p.m., Southeast Patrol officers responded to the 100 block of Manchester Avenue for a robbery that just occurred. When they arrived, they found a male
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
suffering gunshot wounds,
Don't go
and
that
that
shit.
male was then transported to the hospital.
Ooh, might be
I'm
busted.
listening to him break down how him and Big U was sitting in the same Roscoe's when PNB Rock
same
got his TV
Roscoe's.
turned off. You
At
telling
the
me that it's
same
coincidental that
time.
Big U and Loose Cannon just so happened to be sitting in that Roscoe's when PNB Rock got murdered?
That's crazy. They was sitting in the same Roscoe's when PNB was unalive. When he got his snapback boxed off, like, choo. Checking in. When you check into a dude you don't know. So what makes you think a dude you don't know is gonna keep you protected, chat? That's just the craziest thing ever. You checking in, letting them know, oh, you right here at this time and place, so they gonna know where you be at, so they can rob you at that time and place. Just like this situation. He told Big U where he was gonna be at, and he felt like, oh, I'm gonna pull up with all my shit on. Ain't nobody gonna try me, because I got the thing on me. And you in here. But it happened. And he didn't get a chance to get his jewelry and stuff back. He was unalive. Now, is it worth it, chat? Feed me 50k subs, chat. Now let's go.
And there's finally justice for PNB Rock. Your daily source for true crime starts right now. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Rakim Allen, better known as rapper PNB Rock, a hip-hop artist from Philadelphia, was shot and killed while having lunch with his fiancée here in Los Angeles. Today, True Crime News has exclusive, never-before-seen videos and interviews that shed new light on what really happened that day. A camera lens is trained on a restaurant parking lot and also inside. This footage recording in real time a major heist and murder about to go down. A spontaneous stop at an iconic Los Angeles restaurant. collides with gold, greed, and bullets, ending in carnage and one of the East Coast rising rap stars lying in a pool of blood.
He was a guest in our community and was gunned down by a cowardly act.
He was PNB Rock, a Philadelphia rapper with a loyal following and a taste for extravagance. His real name was Rakim Allen, but he fashioned his stage name after the streets where he grew up.
PNB Rock was paying homage to his neighborhood, and Pastorius and Bainton was the areas of the streets in which he lived on. So he came up with the name PNB Rock.
Featured in major music magazines like Rolling Stone's 10 New Artists You Need to Know and XXL's freshman class of 2017.
As an artist, he straddled the fence between R&B and rap, and that's something that a lot of people couldn't do.
R&B historian Tyrone Dubois says PNB was a master at meshing music genres. How significant was it that he came from the Philadelphia area?
PNB Rock's success was based upon the one thing that very few people are able to do: rise from the ashes and make the negativity in his life turn into something positive.
His own story was tightly linked to the energy of the streets, where he learned about violence early on.
His father passed away based on a gang war.
His older brother was murdered, so he himself experienced death at an early age.
PNB Rock posted about his brother's death on X, sharing, "It ain't right." But he'd push past the grief and pain through music.
He started off selling out of his trunk and then becoming noticed and observed.
PNB landed a record deal and launched hit songs like Issues, which showcases his love of expensive jewelry. As the money poured in, the rapper often showed off the rewards by posting to social media, mostly highlighting his love for expensive jewelry.
PNB on top, yeah.
A love that would ultimately cost him his life.
That's Thursday.
Not for bragging, but for, celebrating yourself, celebrating your wealth, celebrating the success that you've made in the industry, which I do believe made him an instant target at that particular time.
It was September 12th, 2022. PNB Rock and his fiancée, Stephanie Sibunhung, who is the mother of his daughter, stop at the iconic Roscoe's in South LA.
He had 2 watches, several chains, rings on his fingers, and these are not just costume jewelry. Chains that, do gain attention.
For those who may not know, where they chose to eat is not a celebrity haunt. This is where you go when you want to fly under the radar.
Absolutely. I said, quite frankly, $500,000 reasons, $500,000 worth of reasons to come and take advantage of this young man.
PNB Rock and Stephanie had been partners for years, visiting LA for a business meeting and to celebrate an engagement party for fellow rap star T Grizzly, where the partiers compared their assets on social media posts.
Come on, man. Hey, peas, rollies. Yeah.
But PNB Rock and Stephanie dressed down to head to Roscoe's, and Stephanie had raised concerns about him wearing so much jewelry in a restaurant. He declined, telling her it's in God's hands.
You see this house in Florida? Well, let me show you how I invested into it with just a few $100s.
This surveillance footage shows PNB Rock and Stephanie walking in. It's lunchtime, 12:28 p.m. Quickly taken to a table, the waitress can later be seen bringing their food. Stephanie posts a photo of their meal to Instagram, geotagging the restaurant's South LA location. But what they don't know, outside in the parking lot, a plot is being hatched to rob the rapper of the $500,000 in jewelry that he's wearing.
Although it was 12:30, I think this was like a Tuesday. This was not a day that you would think that you need to keep your head on the swivel or be alert to crime or someone trying to jack me, rob me, steal from me.
But at 1:16 p.m., a gunman walks inside ready to score.
There was some sort of verbal exchange at this point.
At 1:17 p.m., the unarmed security guard notices the commotion and flees. Seconds later, PNB Rock is shot. His fiancée, Stephanie, restaurant patrons, and employees watch in horror. Others flee. 1:22 p.m., LAPD officers arrive on the scene within 5 minutes. They attempt to save the rapper, who is still breathing. 3 bullets have ripped through his chest and back. The crime scene, a mix of blood, jewels, and the gun PNB Rock had stored in his belt, resting on the table. Standing in the doorway of Roscoe's, a traumatized Stephanie carries her phone, but as she runs to join PNB Rock in the ambulance, LAPD officers escort her to their car. Stephanie is soon at headquarters answering questions.
Just want to know if he's alive and I don't care. Can we call the hospital to see if he's okay?
7-4. And all these police want to ambulance.
LAPD is on scene at Roscoe's in South LA, where bullets had been flying just minutes before.
No.
Philadelphia rapper PNB Rock has been shot 3 times and is barely holding on, as seen in exclusive footage obtained by True Crime News. Officers pull the rapper's distraught fiancée back as she appears to reach for an item on the floor, later revealed to be PNB's diamond pendant from his necklace. As cops work the scene, word quickly spreads. PNB Rock was dead, and the questions begin.
A murder occurred following a posting on Instagram or social media. The posting of that may have led to these individuals learning where he was at.
Social media users immediately start blaming Stephanie's geotagged Instagram post showing her meal.
It's my fault, oh my God.
Stephanie blames herself, as seen in this police interview video hours after the murder.
When I sit down to eat, I see him. It was low key, there wasn't no one in there. When we posting the chicken and the waffles.
This is unfortunately happening way too often.
Just 2 years earlier, New York rapper Pop Smoke was robbed and killed in the Hollywood Hills after thieves learned his location from a social media post.
So you guys did walk too? That's a lot of jewelry on.
Yeah, I told him to take it off.
As Stephanie replays the tragic moments for cops, she is pleading to understand what happened to PNB.
My text messages, everybody's saying sorry for your loss. What is the media saying? Is he okay?
Nearly a minute passes.
I'm sorry.
He passed away.
He did.
He did step
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
She appears to be in shock.
Very sorry. Do you have people out here that's going to be by your side?
He was all right.
But as cops continue their questions, they soon learn from Stephanie herself someone in the restaurant that day seemed suspicious after spotting PNB's bling.
How did they know you guys were in there? Besides the posting of anything.
Felt like he got set up.
Before long, the deputy DA confirms their investigation shows PNB was set up, and Stephanie's post had nothing to do with it.
In that photograph was only the food. There wasn't an arm or jewelry or any type of wearable items, nothing valuable on the post. That could not have given enough time to orchestrate a plan.
Instead, it all started with a man named Tremont Jones. Does anybody know who they are when they walk in?
Immediately, Tremont Jones, the gentleman who was sitting right inside the door that fist bumped PNB Rock, knew who he was. Tremont Jones loiters at the Roscoe's. That's just his hangout spot.
Detectives soon gathered hours of surveillance video that pieces together exactly what happened in the minutes leading up to PNB's murder and after. From the moment Tremont walks outside, he alerts another man named Freddie Trone to come to Roscoe's. Prosecutors say they acted like two old-school gangsters. So how is it that Tremont Jones tells Freddie Trone who and what is going on.
The information was relayed, who and what, and the opportunity to get maybe $500,000 is sitting inside this restaurant.
It wasn't the first time PNB was targeted in LA. He talked about it with podcaster DJ Academics over a week before the Roscoe shooting.
You know, bro, somebody tried me on Fairfax, like mid-pandemic. There's gangsters out there on Fairfax. LA is like they bold.
They're speaking, and at this point is where my position is that the conspiracy was triggered.
Trone leaves, but quickly returns with his own 17-year-old son.
The son is dropped off. He exits the rear driver's side, and he has a full face covering and this very distinctive purple Fruity Pebbles shirt.
Cops say Tremont Jones stays outside as the teen brushes past him.
Once he's inside, Tremont Jones knows plan is in action. And at that point, we're seconds away from seeing a muzzle flash captured inside a very grainy camera inside Roscoe's.
Stephanie recounts the horrifying minute-by-minute details when the 17-year-old approaches them.
As soon as he walked in, he pointed the gun at his stomach. He said, "Give me all that or I'll shoot you right now." And he just started shooting him. He took his rings off, necklaces off, took his 2 watches off, and he made me take my watch off. He said, "Give me that right now. I swear to God, I'll shoot you in the head." It was so scary.
Before he flees, the teenage gunman can be seen snatching diamond jewelry from PNB's body. Prosecutors say the gunman's dad, Freddie Trone, was outside in a waiting car, and all the suspects made a quick getaway. Rapper PNB Rock was only 30 years old when he was shot to death during a robbery. We continue now with our exclusive investigation into his murder. In Philadelphia, fans of rapper PNB Rock gather in the neighborhood where he grew up, dancing to his music and celebrating his life.
We got the whole city mad, they know we did it, we standing on murder business.
And Los Angeles police are on the trail of his killers. This surveillance video shows Freddie Trone and his teenage son walking near their apartment minutes after the shooting. The son has changed clothes and not long after tosses a bag into a dumpster. You think they threw away their clothes that would have all sorts of incriminating evidence?
As far as the shooter, yes.
Early the next morning, cops say Freddie Trone leaves the apartment and torches the getaway car. The same car seen picking up the hitman at Roscoe's.
So the car is the Buick Enclave. He sets it on fire blocks away from his residence and walks back home.
Investigators learn the car is registered to Freddie's wife, Chantel Trone. Soon, Chantel and the suspected 17-year-old son and gunman are arrested. But Freddie Trone is nowhere to be found.
The block is hot. Of course, he's wanted now. His face is now on internet beside PNB Rock.
Freddie flees to Las Vegas. The DA says his girlfriend, Wynesha Evans, drives him out of town.
So that's where I call her side chick, but Ms. Evans rents a vehicle and she drives him to Nevada.
But before long, Trone is captured.
Right now. That's really unfortunate. God bless that young man. So.
Freddie denies he and his wife are involved in the Roscoe's murder.
If y'all figured this guy, my son did it, why he in her?
You're in here for murder, for 187.
But cops can pin Freddie, his son, and others to the heist and murder through the hours of surveillance footage. Trone, Tremont Jones, his wife and girlfriend, along with his juvenile son, all face charges. Tremont Jones, his wife and girlfriend, along with his juvenile son, all face charges.
One thing that Freddie Trone said on the stand that I really highlighted is he himself said his son was dangerous.
In a Los Angeles courtroom, Freddie Trone is convicted of murder and robbery. Tremont Jones is found guilty of robbery and conspiracy to commit robbery. Freddie's wife, Chantel Trone, pleaded no contest to accessory after the fact, and Wynesha Evans pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact. Did you ever find the jewelry?
No.
Did you find the murder weapon?
No.
Wow, so you got a conviction without a murder weapon.
No murder weapon, no property recovered, nothing.